So yeah, this is our third day streaming it. We're not, I mean, that far ahead in time. Although, I'm trying to remember, I think I changed the crisis dates. I think the mid-game crisis can start 2275, if I recall correctly. And so we might get a great con or something like that in, 10-ish years. We'll see how it goes. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Quill makes the game with all his previous races. Quill finds diplomacy difficult. Quill should not be surprised. It's true. Although, if I made a spiritual race, then I think we would have a great and easy time with diplomacy. And really, the difficult part with diplomacy here is we are playing a standard MegaCorp, which means we'd like to be friendly with people so that we can get branch offices opened up here. Now, we did in the yesterday's stream, we actually had a war, an ideological war. Well, sorry, the Oners over here declared war on me. They'd made some claims on some systems. They declared war on me. I countered with a war goal of ideological change because we weren't getting along with the Oners because they were fanatical spiritualists and we were fanatical materialists, and that wasn't going to work out super well. So I forced an ideological change on them. Now, what I didn't realize is we'd also be turning them into a megacorp, which is somewhat cool, but also somewhat annoying because we can't open a branch office on another megacorp's territory. So, because I'd hoped that we'd just do that. That being said, notice that we've got the Federation button enabled over here, so diplomacy is definitely going to be a thing that happens. We also took this territory over here from them. We took planet Ulm, and then what we did at the end of the stream, we went ahead and released Ulm as a vassal. Actually, they're a franchise of us, is the type of relationship here. Or rather, sorry, they're a subsidiary. So subsidiaries are a type of subject which is diplomatically subservient to and protected by their corporate overlord, but are permitted to expand and wage wars among themselves. They also pay 25% of their monthly energy credits in tribute. So we're going to get some money out of them. And, we avoid growing too wide, which is important as a corporation. So I think that's going to be a good theme. I think as we go forward, if we go and claim more land, I think we will keep sort of splitting off these little franchisees, these subsidiaries, because that sounds really fun. Proposal. Release them and eat them? What? No. What? That'd be backwards. What do we want to do that for? So I like this as a theme. I think that's going to be strong. And yeah, we went through the diplomatic, where's the tradition tree? Shortcut. I guess it would be clicking on Unity. There we go. We finished the diplomacy tree, so we can go ahead and make federations. And in fact, the Oners, who are now totally cool with me because we have the same ethos and we have the Liberator tag for them for the ideological flip. Because basically what we did is we put all the materialists and the pacifists and the corporate people in charge so they love me. So we can invite them to a federation. I think we're going to do that. Don't megacorps get penalties to many planets. So all civilizations, always in Stellaris, even before this patch, have always gotten, sort of penalties, not penalties, it's the wrong way to think about it, increased costs as they grow. It's always been the case, technologies and traditions got more expensive the bigger you got. And that is still a case in 2.2. The penalty grows twice as fast, the cost grows twice as fast as a corporation, although you have a bigger buffer before it starts to kick in as a corporation. So growing too wide as a corporation does pose some amount of issues, but that's one of the reasons why continuing to just flick off these little franchises instead is better, because the franchise doesn't include itself as part of our empire size, as you can see. It doesn't count that in. The branch office does, but hardly does, so that would be a good way to collect some friends. That, make friends, make federations, and just be super duper potent. So I think we're going to go and invite the Oners to this before they forget that I'm their friend and liberator. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And of course, we're going to be spending influence for this, but that's okay. We aren't as concerned with spending influence on expanding anymore. Although we could. I mean, there's all this dead space over here, and me, who likes to expand, obsessively and aggressively, is really eager to get out here. Although to get to these planets, we actually don't have a direct route to these planets. This is disconnected. We can go and claim, this territory. Okay, I wasn't expecting a zoom in. I was just trying to draw a square. Anyway, this territory and this territory, we can grab all that. There's no actual planets, which can be fine, but the systems are of dubious value. If you get over to Yondu's, it's quite nice, but we'd have to claim a lot of stuff along the way. It's just energy and minerals, and honestly, we're not really hurting for energy and minerals right now. We're not making a ton of raw energy, although we make tons of minerals which we're going to sell for energy on the galactic market, which we now control. So between our insider trading pick from the diplomacy tree, I think, and the fact that we control the market nexus, we only pay a 10% markup fee on our sales, which is really, really good. Name the Federation the Family Corporation. I kind of like that. Yeah. You ought to at least claim that choke to cut the systems off from the AI. So you're talking about over here, like make our way over to Yondu's so that the Risen Covenant can't expand that way. And that might be a good idea. If I recall correctly, the Risen Covenant and I actually have a pretty good relationship right now. We might be able to get them to join our Federation as we go forward, so that'll be interesting. Could you colonize Zarum with your vassal pops and create a new vassal? Yes. Well, right now... Oh, it's a tomb world! Yeah, okay, so no. Also, super flares? Wow. Yeah, so we're gonna have a hard time colonizing Zarum because it is actually a tomb world, which is kind of nuts. Nice size 22, though. Rundor would be great. Size 22 Arctic world. If we got some Arctic pops in our empire, that would be really nice. I'm trying to remember, have we changed our policy? And I think we did. To accept refugees, we did. So as more war starts in the galaxy, we might start to get some refugees coming to our territory, and that might give us a few more expansion options. And certainly, if we get the option to colonize some large planets, we will certainly look into that. And especially if we're thinking about flicking off subsidiaries, that might also be good. Zarum has a special tile? It do, as an irradiated valley, which is worth 3 extra max generator districts. So not, you know, not super special, but it does indeed have one. And colonize with robots, yes. We do finally have goddamn robots. We don't have droids yet, so we can't colonize with droids. Annoyingly, but we do actually have robots, finally. We are slowly starting to build one. Both of our planets, New Earth has a robot assembly plant, as does Alpha Centauri Prime, right over here. So they're both slowly assembling robot pops. They put one out every 50 months, so every 4 years and a bit. They spawn a robot pop. If we get, if we built more robot assembly plants, or more likely got the upgraded version of this, which would probably provide more roboticist jobs, we'd have more people making more robots more faster. Can you check on planet features of your world the branch office is in? Yes, absolutely. Where our branch office is, which is Sildoria over here, if you have a branch office, you have full vision over the planet. So it has no special tiles on this planet over here. And if they can get their trade value up, then our corporate branch office will make more and more money. If their population get to 50, which is, they're getting there, we could also open another building, which would be nice. It would also be nice if there was some tool that you could use to give a quick list of all the places that you can open a branch office in and then compare for price, because it's a little bit annoying to check these things. So we can't open branch offices over there. Well, actually, what we need is we need a commercial pact with people, and we need them to like us before that can happen. And we've got a bit of a problem. The Serene Cat Empire, they haven't liked us from the start, and we've rivaled each other at this point. And I think if we're going to do another ideological warfare, it might be against them. Alternatively, we could consider grabbing all of them and then splitting them off as a subsidiary, which might be useful as well. The Sentient Waffle Irons, we can't get a non-aggression pact with them. We've had it before, and then they broke it. We're going to try to create it again and see if we can keep being friends with the Sentient Waffle Irons over here. And yeah, other than that, I don't know. Diplomacy screen, we can sort by how much people like me. The Oneers, the Risen Covenant, which we have some relationship with. The Ulm, which are subsidiaries, Sentient Waffle Irons. Everyone sucks? Maybe. We have a CB against them. It's probably an ideological warfare CB. And yeah, they're not willing. We could guarantee their independence, which is a possibility. Got a little bit of threat against them. That'll go away in a second. So overall, we have a positive relationship. Distance. They are hegemonic imperialists, so they'll never join a federation, I believe. So we may not have to worry. You can colonize with pops of the empires that has a migration pact with you. Really? Oh, that's really cool. So like if we checked, like if I clicked over here and hit the colonize button, we have migration pacts, but they're not available. Once the pops arrive, we will be able to, but I'm not sure that just having a migration pact counts.
Federation is nothing without the free movement of goods and services.
Oh, we met MegaCorp. Hello. Little frog people over here. Right now, they don't particularly care about us either way. These are traders. That's right. Yeah, peace be with you. That's fine. And the Serene Quilzard Concordate. Oh, they're so cute. And they're pacifists and xenophiles. So we're going to get along great with these guys. Cool, man. Do you like naan bread with garlic? Yes, I do. And do you like special beer? I like all kinds of beer. So yes, absolutely. Naan is fantastic. It is just one of those great things. I like using naan as a base for pizza. Delicious, wonderful, perfect. So yeah, peace be with you, Quilzers. So these are one of the first races we ever made. Oh, here they are. Nice little purple color. Aw, isn't that nice? We'll hopefully build up some of these relationships. Ooh, they're currently inferior to us. And they like us. I'm willing to bet they're going to come talk to us fairly soon about some non-aggression pacts and whatnot. Yes! Okay, Federation invite. Partner. What do we call our Federation, you guys? I mean, the family, you know, keeping the family, you know, it's mom and her 3 boys or something, or mom and her kids Federation. Something like that. Family Inc. Maybe Mom and Sons Inc. Keep it nice and short, but have that idea. Mom's Family Federation. The Stepchildren. Mom and her ungrateful brats. Hold on, I like that. Her ungrateful brats. Inc. Done. I like it. Sweet. So that's us. So we have a Federation now. Federation fleet and designers. I mean, we can start messing with this. I don't know how much I personally care about that at this time. Although we could get... It would enable us to get a little bit more force going on. I mean, we still just at Corvettes and Destroyer level. It's not particularly impressive tech. I don't know if we really need the flak batteries yet. I don't think anyone we've noticed is using much in the way of missiles. We can probably just keep going with sort of smaller weapons overall. Tell you what, we'll do a mix of UV lasers and railguns, because why not? Defense-wise, it looks about as good as we got. Oh, we're slightly short on power. Any chance... Power usage 10, 10. Ah, they're the same. That's a little unfortunate. I guess it might be worth putting the reactor booster and replacing one of the level 2 armors with the level 2 shield and leave it at there. We're paying a little bit more than we should for the power. Alternatively, if we remove this, put the armor back, and just downgraded one of the weapons to a tier 2. There we go. That's probably the best option there. We'll flick on the auto upgrade. That's going to be okay. The Federation ships, I think I'm going to give them very boring names. Fed Destroyer, because it'll make it a lot easier for me to keep track of what the hell's going on with these various designs. Fed Destroyer and Fed Corvette. I know that's super boring. We've got good names for our own ships, and I'm just gonna have these super boring names for these, because otherwise I'm gonna get confused as to what's what. And you can just get railgun, and a UV laser thrown on there, and shield, a couple armors. Oops. Covert. Corvette. Save. And get rid of the Cougar over here. How do you build Federation ships? Ah, there. Okay. And an extra power boost damage. I mean, I think it does. I think it might give you a little mobility too, but I think it's just going to be better to stay a little cheaper for now. I think that's going to be okay. So do we start building up the Federation fleet? We actually don't have much in the way of alloys, so you know what? I'm just going to chill out on that thing right now. It's Calum Cheney coming in with some whiskey and chocolate. Always nice to catch a stream. Annoyed that I couldn't come to see you in Bath, but med school never lets up. Hope you had a good time. We had a lovely time. We had a little meet-up in Bath. We had a few drinks, a few snacks, and we talked a lot about video games. It was really awesome. It was tough because, so we had that the night of Thursday, and Friday morning I had to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning to catch my flight, so it was a little challenging to make everything work out and you know, not be too bleary-eyed, but I think it was all worth it, so that's going to be okay. Science ships, I'm going to go ahead and, oh, maybe not automate you. You've got some projects to research here, and some sort of anomaly over here. We may as well go and take care of that. We got some construction ships just sitting around. I don't think there's anything from the construction ships to do now, with the exception of maybe expanding out here. So let's go ahead and do that. We will slowly expand out. We're actually going to have a limit to how quickly we can expand because we have less influence now because of all the diplomatic relations, which is fine. I think that's going to still be okay. Plob Station over here has a building slot available. Go, get out of my face. What do you have? You have a hangar bay for sort of anti-piracy stuff, which is fine. Because I think you have trade in your system. Yeah, you do. We actually just might want, like, more anti-piracy defense. So double up on the hangar bay. And then for a building, we might just throw down another resource silo. It's got no maintenance cost, and it just makes it a little bit more flexible with our various resources over here. So I think that's okay. How fun do you find corporations? Pretty fun and interesting. There's a whole other layer of gameplay. You're forced to play a little bit differently rather than just expand, expand, expand. Probably, I'd say they're more fun. They're more fun than the Gestalt consciousnesses, I think. Gestalt consciousnesses? Sure. Anyway, like the robots in the hive mind. Just because the robots in the hive mind, while they're cool and different, there's a lot of things they don't sort of get. Here you get all the cool stuff that normal empires get, and then a little bit more. Yeah, okay, you've joined that. That's great. That's lovely. Status change. Yeah, for Ulm, etc., etc. Okay, good. Now that time has gone by, is there any chance for us to colonize as it? Nope.
Survey complete.
I think we do have to wait for some of them people to actually migrate to our land before we expand. Most want to see the hive mind building. Yeah, and we could do a little load at the end of the stream here. We could just quickly load a hive mind, take a look at their buildings, and then quickly load a robot empire and just take a look at their buildings. Just real quick, actually, that would be an excellent idea. We may as well build this building. So Cybrex Alpha, which we have. We've got all these ring sections. And yeah, 10,000 alloy to build this. That is a lot of alloy. I mean, 10,000 minerals would be nothing to us. We would laugh. Ha! Just like that. 10,000 alloy? I mean, right now we're only making 3 per month, which is crazy. We do have, your ships have a maintenance in alloys now instead of, you know, just money or whatever. So more ships equals fewer alloys kicking around to build more stuff. I don't know if the science ships or anything do. Oh, you lost your scientist. Although we do have a couple kicking around, including some Spark of Genius people. You should be replaced with the engineering Spark of Genius person. Bits from Charlie! Hey, Charlie! Thank you very much! And then you are Spark of Genius. You are Maniacal, which is good, but Spark of Genius is better. You're 103. You're level 5, but you're about to bite the bucket. Kick the bucket. Bite to something else? I don't know. Anyway, we'll go ahead and do this shift right now. That's going to be fine. And then in our science ships here, I'll just grab whomever. So level 5, Maniacal. I don't know, whatever. You're also level 5. And I guess you can go back just to auto-explore. You got nothing specific to do over here? Nope, we're good. Excellent. Time to start focusing on a heavy industry for alloys. I mean, probably. Oh, the horizon signal! Guys, the horizon signal! Abaddon's demise. Well, Abaddon clearly didn't use his ulti quickly enough so that he could heal as people hit him. Abaddon's demise. Okay, well, we'll do a little analysis of that. Horizon signal, always fun. Praise the worm. You know, if we do have a tomb world over here, if we get the ending that leads to tomb worldification of our people, that would kind of be okay.
Special project actualized.
Gravity is desire. Time is sight. So if you haven't seen this before, it's great. So Science Officer Ronald Gorney reports that the signal was unexpectedly easy to decipher, but their team has spent considerable time confirming that it's not a hoax. It is a repeating, half-coherent message in the MegaCorp language. Something like a poem. It repeats the phrases, gravity is desire, and time is sight. It encodes coordinates near the black hole, and it ends with a dedication by name to the Science Officer, who adds dispassionately that they have confirmed that the signal has been radiating into interstellar space since before their birth. In fact, the signal may predate our civilization. Fascinating! Send a vessel to those coordinates. Good news, everyone! We're sending you to a black hole! Sorry, I can't do voices, but you know. Good news, everyone. No, can't. Let's do it. As the Maw Maldron approaches the coordinates specified by the signal, it begins to report spatial distortions and curious lensing effects. A rich stream of valuable data. Then the transmission becomes distorted. What happens next is analyzed exhaustively. To shreds, you say? The excitement in Science Officer Ronald Gorney's voice tautens to fear as the ship's hull struggles under increasingly exotic conditions. The ship triggers distress call. Ronald Gorney cries out, "The worm!" Or perhaps, "The worm!" I don't know. like needs to have like a bunch of echo and reverb or something. Then all transmissions end. No trace of the mom Aldrin is ever found. No further transmissions, no debris, and the space of those coordinates is innocuous and utterly free of distortions. But the data they sent back has advanced our physics research dramatically. Perhaps it was worth their lives. I mean, they're disposable. We can just get another crew, right? That's the Planet Express way. How's your wife? To shreds, you say?
Research actualized.
Make sure the species you have migratory rates with have the right to colonize, etc. Okay, that's a good point. Let's double check on that. As far as I know, everything's set up okay. See, we actually don't have any races. No one has migrated to us yet. And set default rights, full citizenship, decent conditions, no controls, like colonization allowed. Yeah, they just haven't moved in yet. It's possible our planets aren't sexy enough. There might not be quite enough housing or amenities, and that's something for us to consider. Among everything else, like working up on our various industries and so on. That's the thing with 2.2. It feels like there's so many things you want to do simultaneously. Like, for example, we could get the upgraded civilian fabricators so that our existing buildings can have more artisan jobs, so we can get more consumer goods. Or we can get the upgraded alloy mega forges, which we can upgrade our existing forges so that we can hire more metallurgists, so that we can make more alloys. Both these are hugely valuable. We have a little bit of rare crystals production, which is what we need for the civilian fabricators upgrade. We have a fair bit more of the motes, which is what we need for the mega forges. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the mega forges now, even though we are running low on consumer goods. We can purchase consumer goods. More importantly, we can change our trade rules so that instead of getting all of our trade value as money, some of it will go to consumer goods. So we've got ways to deal with this. So I'm going to go with the alloy megaforges. Plus, if we make more alloys, we can sell them and basically convert them 2-to-1 into consumer goods and things. So, I mean, I think it's going to be okay to do that. Try building manual colony ship. Oh, you think that might enable the rest? We'll see. Oh, hold on. That is interesting. So if I go to colonize this way, it only lets me... I would classify this under a bug that I would like to see resolved. So if I go to colonize this way, it only shows me the races in my actual empire. But if I manually build a colony ship, it will let me pick from the races I have deals with. So that means we could potentially do Arctic. We may be able to do Continental as well. So let's take a look at our expansion planner, which is... Oh, I was right. This is a 5 over here. So... Yeah, we won't be able to see the thing. Let's sort by size. Barren, Alpine, it's sort of Arctic. Okay, Yondu's 2. Oh, which we know about, but isn't actually in range. Hold on. Rundor. Rundor actually has a colony ship going to it. Did we send the colony ship from Rundor when we still had... Actually, I don't think it actually has it going on. I think it might be slightly glitched. Because I suspect we queued this construction while we still had the other planet. I don't see a colony ship in the list, nor do I see one being built. Oh, no, right here. There it is. But I bet you we queued it up when we still had the race, and it was in the user interface. So, okay, good. Yeah, you built one before making the vassal. Excellent. So, we'll come back to that. So, that'll be great. Rundor will be there. I think Rundor will be in the same sector here, so we're not going to be making another vassal yet. But we can consider some of these others as well. What was the other? Oh, Continental World. Yeah, that's right. Castor is Desert World. So, I mean, that's... Yeah. So, I don't think we've got anything really to do with that yet. I guess Continental is our own people too, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, that's fine. Construction ship just chilling in Cybrex, which is fine. I think we've already sent someone over here. Tell you what, I'll just do this and this. Whoever gets there first can be the one who builds it. So it might be you.
Complete.
Construction complete. Okay, I don't know what it was constructing, but it's there. You're righteous. Minus 25 crime. We still actually have 1% crime over here. As the population grows, we're definitely going to have to get a police district. But we're okay for now. Or police building. New Soul has constructed that. Found a gateway. It's still somewhat annoying to me that we have nowhere in our space do we have a wormhole, a gateway, or an L gate. We have, like, nothing of the sort. And even if we expand over here, we're not going to get one. It's a very weird start. Is all the yeah, people are panicked about the food and consumer goods. Well, first of all, we have 2.6k food. We're at -3 right now. Like, we have 1 million food forever. The consumer goods will wear out sooner, but yeah, we can just buy it. In fact, we've got good, really, really good rates for that. Like, things are different now. This market means you can run deficit. In fact, I'm going to say it's going to be fairly common for your empire to turn out to be really good at constructing one thing because of, like, maybe planetary modifiers or something, and then run short on something else. But then you just buy it to make the difference up. It's going to be a-okay. Here, I'm gonna sell 5,000 minerals, and we'll go ahead and buy some consumer goods. Here, we'll buy 2,500 consumer goods here, so we don't have to worry about it for 1 million years. It's okay. We're not used to this. I mean, it's good. Like, it's good that you guys panic for things that I might be missing. That's very important. Plus, my webcam position just slightly cuts off my view of the resources at the top of the screen. Actually, is the screen shifted slightly? No, I guess we're fine on there. Translate alien murals. Yeah, that's fine. So it can be a little hard for me to detect those shortages until, like, I get a big warning, but it's fine. Even if we get a warning because we've run out, we can just still instantly buy stuff. So we can respond to shortages, like, the second they become an actual issue. So these transport ships, I mean, they cost a lot to build. I guess we'll keep them around. I can definitely see us doing something against the Serene Cat Empire over here because they're kind of giant poop heads. Horizon Signal, reprise. Yeah, we have to get to Abaddon's demise. Actually, or it's domain. It's not demise. It's domain. Oh, there it is. I don't think whether or not we own the system matters. Plus, actually, it's non-contiguous for land, so we're not going to own it. But that's okay. The black hole in Abaddon's domain is active again. Once again, a looping signal flickers in the darkness at the edge of normal space. But this time, there's an acoustic message encoded in the signal. It sounds very like Ronald Gorney's voice. What was, shall be, Donald Gorney tones. What shall be, was. Then the same coordinates as the first signal, the coordinates where Ronald Gorney was lost, what the media has christened the exit point. Then they say a name, Antonio Di Gennaro. All right, he volunteers to go in, we'll allow it. Or we can volunteer to go in, but then bring it to destroy. No, of course we'll allow it. Man, we're gonna fully commit to this shit, because why not, right? Oh, I think that was the guy who was in charge of this science ship. If I recall correctly, I think we still had, one more idle scientist. So you can go ahead and continue to do some research over here in our buddy with the Federation. Volunteers to go. You have been volunteered. Congratulations. What pop is on the colony ship? I think the people who live in Ulm. Oh my god, there's so much text. This time, the ship is running fully automated. Antonio Di Gennaro is the only crew member aboard. As it approaches the exit point, the telemetry stream fills up with fascinating data. Once again, space flexes. Gravity uncoils. Antonio Di Gennaro reads off the headline data, echoing the telemetry. They're commendably calm. We've sent a professional. It takes a while for anyone to realize that something is peculiar about the timing. Antonio is no longer echoing the data. They're predicting it. The telemetry disagrees, but only for a few seconds until it catches up. The monitoring team is just reporting that the prediction interval is increasing when Antonio says wonderingly, "I'm through." It's dark, they add. That's not a problem. We can live in the dark. I never thought about that. But of course, we can live here forever. If the worm will only wait. At that moment, the signal cuts out and the ship disappears from our team sensors. This is horrible, this is regrettable, this is fascinating. I don't think it matters what you pick here, but of course, this is totally fascinating. Good news, everyone. Just put a maniacal scientist on the ship. Well, I mean, that happens. Bubbles, are you still following the fleet? No, I think you got disconnected at some... Oh, no, that's right. I was going to just have you sit around New Sol and guard it. You're a mascot in space around New Sol. Experimental subspace navigation is a go, which is good because we need it to get one of the critters for one of the quest things, if I recall correctly. Auxiliary fire control is quite nice. The only thing we have for the A slot right now is the reactors, and we won't always need them, whereas this increases our chance to hit. It's not a bad little thing to grab. It's also super cheap. I mean, everything here is nice. We could go with, like, full plasma thrower ships or things like that to, like, bypass... Oh, wait, this is not the bypass shields. I'm thinking disruptors that bypass shields and armor. Plasma throwers, I'm not super keen on all the time, but, yeah, I'm happy to get the auxiliary fire control. That's going to be really handy. All right, we're still fine there with spacing. Our colony ship is underway to Rundor.